How baking soda can restore your glow and confidence. After 60. Health aura. Know it right. Live it light. What if the reason you've been feeling slower, duller, or less confident lately isn't just aging, but something as simple and overlooked as acidity in your body? And what if the answer to feeling more vibrant, clear-headed, and even confident in the bedroom was sitting quietly in your kitchen cabinet all along? Yes, a teaspoon of baking soda. It sounds almost too simple, but the truth is, when used correctly, baking soda can help support healthy blood flow, improve oxygen delivery, boost muscle function, and even help unclog the tiny vessels that supply your most vital organs, including the ones responsible for sexual performance. This isn't theory. This is real science that most people have never been told about. Baking soda is far more than a cleaning agent or an ingredient for baking. It can be a powerful tool in rebalancing your internal environment. When your body is too acidic, it creates the perfect conditions for fatigue, inflammation, poor circulation, and a general feeling of being off. But when you start to bring your system back into balance, the change can be felt from head to toe. More energy, clearer thinking, better sleep, and yes, even renewed intimacy. In this video, you'll learn exactly how to use baking soda safely and effectively to support your energy, your glow, and your intimate health, starting today. There's no fluff, no wild claims, just a simple approach that can empower you from the inside out. And if you stay with me to the end, you'll share a 7-day protocol that many of my senior patients are calling a second chance in a teaspoon. So before we dive in, if you haven't subscribed yet, now's the perfect time. Hit that button and turn on the bell so you never miss another simple, powerful tip to help you stay vibrant after 60. And if this message speaks to you, type 1 in the comments. If it doesn't, your feedback helps guide what comes next. Health aura. Know it right. Live it light. 1. The hidden shift. After 60. Why your glow, energy, and confidence fade, and how to get them back. Close your eyes for a moment and think back to a time when you woke up feeling light, clear, and fully alive. Your skin had a natural glow, your body moved with ease, and your confidence felt effortless. Now, ask yourself this: when did that feeling start to fade? Most people don't notice it all at once. It slips away slowly, like a light dimming over the years, until one day you look in the mirror and wonder where that spark went. The world tells you it's just age, that it's normal to feel tired, dull, and less vibrant after 60. But what if that wasn't the whole story? What if the real reason isn't age at all, but something silently happening inside your body? You see, after 60, your body's internal chemistry starts to shift. It becomes more acidic, more inflamed, and slower to clear out waste. Your kidneys may not filter as efficiently, your blood may thicken slightly, and circulation begins to suffer. Toxins that once flushed out with ease now linger, disrupting the balance your body depends on to thrive. And when that internal balance is off, it shows up on your skin, your energy levels, your mood, even your sense of confidence. That glow you used to feel? It wasn't just about appearance. It was your body operating in harmony. I remember a man who once told me he used to feel electric in the mornings, like his cells were buzzing with energy. But over time, that current faded. He slept, ate well, exercised, but something was missing. His doctors said he was fine, but he knew he wasn't. And he was right. The truth is, Our bodies weren't meant to run on decades of slow, toxic buildup. They need restoration, rebalancing. And sometimes, the key to that rebalance isn't found in a prescription bottle, but in something as simple as shifting your body's chemistry back toward the light. 2. The spark you thought was gone. How a simple powder may unlock energy, circulation, and confidence. After 60, imagine waking up and feeling your body fully awake, not just going through the motions, but humming with quiet power. Your limbs feel warmer, your thoughts sharper, your movements easier. That feeling isn't a dream. It's a memory your body still holds, and a state you can return to. Not with expensive supplements or extreme routines, but with something so common, so quietly powerful, it's probably sitting in your kitchen right now. Most people never look twice at it. But once you understand what baking soda can do inside the body, not just for digestion, but for circulation, energy, clarity, and even bedroom vitality, you'll never see it the same way again. You see, the decline in energy, glow, and confidence after 60 isn't just about age. It's about imbalance. Over time, our bodies tend to shift toward a more acidic internal state, often without us even realizing it. This quiet acidity may not cause pain, but it works behind the scenes to stiffen your joints, dull your skin, sap your stamina, and fog your thinking. You feel slower, not just in motion, but in mood, in motivation. Most people write it off as getting older, but the truth is, this acid imbalance doesn't have to be permanent. That's where baking soda comes in, not as a cure-all, but as a natural, gentle alkalizer that helps bring your inner environment back toward harmony. When taken properly, baking soda works beneath the surface. It helps neutralize excess acid and supports a more balanced pH, creating the conditions your cells need to thrive. Think of it like clearing the static from a radio signal. Suddenly, everything becomes clearer, sharper, more alive. Blood begins to flow more freely. Oxygen reaches your tissues more efficiently. That fog starts to lift. You may feel just a bit lighter, a bit more you again. I've seen this happen more times than I can count. And while baking soda isn't magic, the science behind it is real and fascinating. It turns out that when your body's pH shifts even slightly toward balance, many systems begin to function better, especially your circulation. And if there's one system that holds the key to vitality after 60, it's blood flow. Strong, steady circulation doesn't just support your heart. It feeds your brain, your muscles, your skin, and yes, even your intimate performance. Yet so many men and women notice cold hands and feet, slower healing, lower energy, and reduced drive. And they assume it's just part of getting older. But what if it's not? What if your body is simply signaling that flow has slowed, that the highways of your inner world need clearing? Baking soda, in proper doses, has been shown to support nitric oxide pathways, those same pathways that relax blood vessels and enhance flexibility throughout your vascular system. In simple terms, it can help open the pipes gently, allowing more nourishment and oxygen to reach every corner of your body. This isn't hype. It's a quiet, cellular shift that can lead to very real changes in how you feel, move, and even perform. Now, is it a miracle? No. But it's a tool, a surprisingly effective one, for anyone ready to support their body from the inside out. And as we explore how baking soda connects directly to blood flow and performance, you'll start to see why this simple kitchen staple may hold more potential than you ever imagined. Because the foundation of confidence, stamina, and glow isn't found in surface treatments. It's found in restoring what's within. And this might just be your first step back to feeling fully alive. 3. The silent struggle in your muscles, and the simple fix that could change everything. You know the feeling. You push through your day, trying to stay active, doing the right things, eating well, walking, maybe even stretching. But your body doesn't cooperate the way it used to. It's not weakness. It's not lack of effort. It's something deeper, something quieter, that many people over 60 begin to experience without knowing why. That feeling of tired muscles after the smallest effort, the stiffness that settles in after a short walk, or the strange soreness that lingers longer than it should, it all points to a hidden shift happening inside your muscles. And once you understand what's really going on, you'll finally realize it's not your fault. As we age, our muscle tissue becomes more sensitive to strain and slower to recover. Not because it's weaker, but because it's more acidic. With every bit of exertion, your muscles produce lactic acid. When you're younger, your body clears it out with ease. But after 60, this natural buffering system weakens. Acid builds up, your muscles fatigue faster, and recovery feels harder than it used to. This is where baking soda, of all things, becomes an unexpected ally. Beneath its humble surface lies a powerful buffering ability. Baking soda helps neutralize that lactic acid buildup, allowing your muscles to work longer without burning out and bounce back without that lingering ache. And here's where the real magic happens, because when your muscles don't feel like they're punishing you for moving, you move more. You engage with life more. You start walking farther, standing taller, and feeling a little more like the person you used to be. These are the small shifts that rebuild confidence, not just in your strength, but in your freedom. And once your muscles are working with you again, not against you, something even deeper begins to change. Something most men never speak of, but think about more often than they admit. Let's explore how all of this connects to one of the most personal aspects of vitality: intimate performance. 4. Clearing the mental fog. How a simple shift in chemistry can reawaken your mind. There's a moment, quiet, frustrating, and oddly familiar, that creeps in as the years go by. You walk into a room and suddenly forget why. A familiar name or word hangs just out of reach. You sit down with the best of intentions, only to feel like your thoughts are wading through molasses. You tell yourself it's normal, just age, just being tired. But deep inside, something feels off. You know you're still capable, still sharp underneath it all. Yet it's like a curtain has been drawn between you and the mental clarity you used to count on. These moments aren't just inconveniences. They chip away at your confidence, your presence, your spark. What most people don't realize is that this sense of mental fog is not just about memory or focus. It's about what's flowing through your veins. Your brain thrives on clean, oxygen-rich blood. But when your internal pH drifts out of balance, when your blood becomes too acidic, too sluggish, your brain becomes starved for the very fuel that keeps it sharp. It's like trying to run a high-performance engine on thick, dirty oil. That's where baking soda steps in, not as a stimulant, but as a natural supporter of internal balance. By gently encouraging a more alkaline environment, baking soda helps your blood flow more freely. delivering vital oxygen and nutrients right where they're needed most. Your brain. What follows can feel like a light being switched back on. A little more clarity, a little more focus. You may find yourself recalling names, finishing thoughts, starting your day with a sense of alertness you haven't felt in years. It's not just about memory. It's about feeling fully present again. And when your mind wakes up, your energy, your relationships, your entire life begins to respond. But clarity isn't the only thing waiting on the other side of balance. Because there's one more place in the body that silently suffers from poor flow and forgotten care. A powerful yet overlooked group of muscles directly tied to strength, control, and intimacy. And it's time we talk about them. 5. The hidden blockage. How restoring flow can reignite. Intimacy. After 60. Let's speak honestly. There comes a point when you begin to sense something changing, not just in how your body moves or thinks, but in how it responds in the most personal moments. It's subtle at first, a softer response, a longer recovery, a growing sense of distance from the man you once felt you were. And over time, that shift can turn into frustration, silence, even shame. But what if the problem isn't about masculinity, hormones, or desire? What if it's something much simpler and far more reversible? What most men don't realize is that the real issue often lies in the tiny, delicate blood vessels that feed the penis. Vessels that over time become narrowed, inflamed, or sluggish due to acidity, poor circulation, and chronic internal stress. When blood can't flow freely, performance falters. But beneath that physical struggle is something even more powerful: the quiet erosion of confidence. And this is where baking soda, of all things, begins to matter more than most would imagine. By supporting a more alkaline environment in the body, baking soda gently reduces inflammation and eases vascular tension. It allows blood to move with more freedom, more pressure, more purpose, even to the most intimate parts of your body. This isn't about quick fixes or unrealistic promises. It's about helping your body return to the flow it was meant to have. Because when circulation improves, so does sensation, strength, and connection. And in that space, something deeper returns: dignity, presence, and the quiet confidence that you're still very much alive where it matters most. Now that you understand the why, let's talk about how to use this simple tool with safety, respect, and results. 6. The gentle reset. How to use baking soda safely for deep inner and outer renewal. By now, you've begun to see just how quietly powerful baking soda can be. Its ability to support circulation, calm inflammation, ease muscle fatigue, even rekindle that inner glow you thought was fading. But like any tool with real power, it must be used with intention. The difference between healing and harm often lies in the how, not just the what. That's why, before you begin, it's essential to understand the right way to bring this natural remedy into your routine, because your body doesn't need more force. It needs gentle, consistent support. Many well-meaning people dive in too fast, assuming more is better. But your system thrives on balance, not extremes. The truth is, even small amounts of baking soda, used with care, can create profound shifts. One of the simplest and most effective methods begins with just half a teaspoon dissolved in a glass of room-temperature water, taken on an empty stomach, 2 to 3 times a week. No more. This light alkalizing blend can begin to soften the terrain inside your body, helping your blood flow freer, your digestion calm down, your energy feels smoother. For those dealing with tension, stiffness, or swelling, external methods can be just as powerful. A warm foot soak with a spoonful of baking soda before bed doesn't just relax your body. It can support gentle detox through the skin. For skin that has lost its glow, a soft paste of baking soda and water used as a facial mask can awaken brightness in just minutes. These changes may feel subtle at first, but they speak to a deeper shift, one that ripples across your entire well-being. But even the purest remedies can backfire when misused. So before you begin, it's just as important to know what not to do. Let's explore the common mistakes to avoid, so your journey toward balance is smooth, safe, and deeply rewarding. 7. The balance principle. Avoid these common baking soda mistakes for lasting results. It's a quiet kind of disappointment when you finally try something that feels promising, something natural, something simple, only to end up feeling worse, not better. You may start to believe it doesn't work, or worse, that your body is just too far gone. But the truth is, most people don't fail because baking soda isn't effective. They simply never learned the right way to use it. And in the world of natural remedies, especially one as potent as baking soda, balance isn't just helpful. It's essential. One of the most common mistakes is overuse. Just because a small amount supports balance doesn't mean more will speed things up. In fact, going too far too fast can do the opposite. Baking soda, when overdone, can irritate your stomach, elevate your sodium levels, or strain your kidneys, especially if there are already underlying issues. The body doesn't need to be flooded with solutions. It needs rhythm, respect, and time. Another mistake is using it daily without pause. Your system works best when it's gently nudged, not constantly corrected. That's why 3 to 4 times per week is often more than enough to notice a shift without overwhelming your system. And if you're taking medications, particularly for blood pressure or kidney function, this is a moment to pause and consult your doctor. Natural doesn't mean risk-free. It means it must be used with mindfulness. Used correctly, baking soda can become a steady, silent partner in your journey back to balance. And for those who want to take that journey with structure and confidence, there's something even more powerful ahead. A 7-day protocol designed to ease your body into renewal, gently and effectively. Let me show you how it works. 8. The 7-day morning glow. A gentle ritual to reawaken energy, clarity, and confidence. Real transformation doesn't always come in dramatic moments. It often begins quietly, in the space between waking and rising, in the first few minutes of your day when the world is still soft and your body is open to change. That's where this 7-day morning protocol lives. It's not a strict routine or a demanding health kick. It's a gentle rhythm designed to reconnect you with your energy, your clarity, and the quiet power still alive inside you. And it all starts with something simple. Just half a teaspoon of baking soda stirred into a glass of room-temperature water, taken on an empty stomach before breakfast. Not every day. Just on 4 of the 7 mornings to allow your system to reset and respond without overload. On the remaining mornings, the focus shifts to recovery and support. A warm foot soak to draw tension out through the skin. A splash of baking soda water to refresh the face and awaken the glow. 10 minutes of slow, intentional breathing paired with light movement to reset your nervous system and clear away stagnant energy. These aren't just actions. They're reminders, signals to your body that it's safe to let go of the heaviness and begin again. Over the course of just 1 week, many begin to feel subtle but unmistakable shifts. Deeper rest, steadier energy, a sense of lightness returning to the body and mind. It's not magic, it's momentum. And that momentum often becomes the most meaningful gift of all. You start looking forward to mornings again. You start believing in your body again. You begin to reclaim not just your strength, but your spark. But for that spark to truly take root, there's one final shift you must make. Not in your body, but in your heart. It's time to talk about the silent burden so many carry and how to finally release it. 9. You're not done yet. The healing power of remembering who you are. There's something I wish every man over 60 could truly feel. Not just hear once and forget, but absorb deep into his bones. Your body is not broken. It is not beyond repair. It may be slower in its response, softer in its form, or unfamiliar in certain moments, but it is still yours. Still breathing, still strong, still capable of healing, loving, and rising. What we often mistake for aging is not just time passing. It's the buildup of inflammation, of neglect, of unspoken stress, and most painfully, of shame. The kind of shame that creeps in when your reflection changes, when your drive fades, when you're no longer sure who you're supposed to be. I've seen it in countless eyes, the quiet pain of men who no longer feel like themselves, who feel like they've lost something they can't name. But here's what I know to be true. Confidence isn't something age takes from you. It's something you can take back. And it starts with something small, a choice, a moment of care. Even something as humble as mixing a teaspoon of baking soda into water can become a declaration. I still matter. I still have power. Because when you care for your body, you're telling it something it's been waiting to hear. You're worth fighting for. That spark you think is gone? It's not. It's waiting. And perhaps this next chapter, this one filled with wisdom, intention, and care, will be your strongest yet. So stay with me just a little longer. I want to leave you with one final thought. A grounding truth that may just shift the way you see yourself, your health, and your future, starting right now.